Hi guys, welcome back to Mike Morton Talks Football. A bit of a surreal experience today. A massive personality and one of the best footballers that I've watched, central midfielders. Tim Borowski, thank you so much for joining me. I actually can't believe I have this opportunity to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hey Mike.
Yeah, great, man. You've played 11 of your 12 seasons at Werder Bremen. What makes this club so special?
Yeah, it's a special club. It's a smaller club, but it's a club like a big family. All the guys, all the staff is working together, is supporting each other. And everybody who was visiting our home games knows it's incredible to be here and to play for this incredible club.
Can you tell me a little bit about how it all started? You joined the academy at quite a young age.
Yeah, right.
How did that come about?
Sometimes for your career, a lucky moment. In my hometown, we have a big tournament for players in the age of 11 and 12 in a big hall with 2,500 supporters. And all the Bundesliga clubs come there in the January, in the first weekend, I think. The son of the head scout played for Werder Bremen in my hometown at the tournament. And he was only visiting his son and supporting him like fathers and parents do it. And he saw my game, he saw my team, and we won it. It was a big surprise, and we won it 2 times in a row. So he is getting in contact to my parents, and since then, the age of 12, he was connected with my parents. So it comes year by year. And with 16 years, I left my home, my parents, my family, and go to the academy. Right.
How far is Bremen from where you?
Yeah, it's only 450 kilometers.
Okay, so it's a big move for a 16-year-old to leave your family and come here, like a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah, everybody knows if you leave your friends, your family, it's a hard, tough time. So the first 3-4 months was really hard for everybody in the academy. But if you wanna be or if you wanna get a pro football player, you have to take some resistant steps, and this one was one of the biggest, I think. Very important for me and for my personality to be strong and tough in this first 3 or 4 months.
What are some of the hardest things that you experience in those first times away from home?
Yeah, sometimes these are the social things, you know. So you leave your best friends, your family, your support in this moment, and I think you have to build up a new social community and friends, and you have a new school. My hometown was only about 60,000 people. Here you come, it's like to Bremen, it's like in the first days like New York or something. Big loudness and everything. So yeah, I think you have to adapt very soon to be strong enough for this big step.
Yeah, there's one problem we have in South Africa in making that step to Europe is that it's obviously a massive cultural shift. When our players come here and they struggle to make the adaptation and obviously to leave everyone behind, their friends, their family. There's a lot of stories where South African players will come to Europe and then within 1 or 2 years, really homesick. Just talk about the sort of the sacrifice and what it takes to make it work.
Yeah, I understand that South African people, maybe it's hard to come to Europe because of the culture, it's the weather, it's not the open mind like South Africa especially, so they are friendly, they are supporting each other, good people, and if you come to the strong Europe, it's sometimes hard, I understand, but if you have the big dream to be a pro, you have to
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Were you always a centre midfielder, or like a lot of footballers, they start in other positions and then they end up?
In my youth, I was number 10, and so year by year, step by step, I became number 8 or number 6. I think in the under 21 national team, I was for a few games inside defender, but that was not a good idea.
What are some of the qualities? I mean, you were one of the most technically gifted centre midfielders, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Was that natural, or is it something that you worked on throughout your career?
No, I worked on the whole career, for sure. First contact, open up your head, see the spaces. I worked on my passing game. These are the most important things for me if you're playing midfielder position. And shooting, for sure. passing, first contact, every day, every week. And sometimes it needs only 5 minutes after a training session or before. It's very important because if you want to go this big step, you need to be much more better than your opponent. And if you have a good first contact, it gives you a lot of time more, and then your decisions making is better than the other ones. I think that's very important, and to work maybe every week.
Yeah. Some of the best players that I've ever played with were guys that had the vision. They, like you speak about, having their head up. How do you work on that? Sometimes it feels like it's just natural for some guys to know where everything's happening on the field. How would you work on something like that?
I think the most important thing is to work on your basics. So focus on the first contact and take the head down. So if you feel it, it's a development. First contact, okay, it works. First contact with the left feet, it works. And then you open up your mind, make the shoulder view, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looking at the spaces, and then you are sure you have a self-confidence because your first contact is perfect, and then you train on realizing your space around you and far away. So sometimes in the training, really focused on this for yourself, and sometimes you do it without an opponent after the training session.
Yeah. Analysis has become a massive thing in the game. Was it as big when you were playing? All the video sessions, all the watching the opponent, watching your own game, highlights of your own game. Was it something you did a lot in your career?
I think in the second part of my career it comes much more. Yeah. And in the first one, no, it was only speak about the other teams. It was more describing the opponents, the best players, the solutions. And I think in the second part of my career, we had a lot of analysis, for sure, yes. But it helps you, for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's too much, because if you see so many things, you go on the pitch and you don't feel the game because you have so much information. So it's a little bit in between. You are prepared, that's very important, but not overloaded.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of what's happening now is a lot of emphasis on the amount of distance and speed that the players are running, and you get to state after the game, you ran 12 Ks, you ran 11 Ks. Is that something you're really worried about in your career, or is it more about, I feel like your touches, your possession, it's like finding a balance of how much importance you put on the distance that the players are covering?
I think these are very important data, for sure. And it depends on the position, I think. Yeah. So if in number six doesn't need to run 35 kilometers per hour. So I think it's my opinion. So if you see the big ones like Xavi Alonso, I think
Rodri,
maximum speed was 30 or something, but he was so fast in decision making. That's much more important on this position. If you are a striker or outside striker, it helped a lot if you run 34, 35 for sure. It's a mix, datas and the quality, the individual quality from the players. That's the important thing.
To take it back to your career again, so now you've come through the academy. Can you tell me the step now to go from the academy football into the first team at Bremen?
Yes, we won the under-19 championship title. And then we had, I think, 6 days off and go to the under-23 team. And it's a big step. It's like, it's a big step like you come from the smaller fields to the big fields in the youth. It's nearly the same, because then you come from the youth, under-19, to the strongman football, you know. It's, if you adapt it very fast, then it's the possibility to go in the first team much more higher and faster. But the first weeks was amazing and hard, for sure.
Who were some of the personalities when you walk into that dressing room for the first time? Obviously, as a youngster, you walk into a dressing room, big personalities and big characters. Who were some of the guys that really helped you?
I think everybody knows him. It was Dieter Eils. He won 1990s European Championship. He was the number 6, and he was one of the heroes here. But he was open-minded and helped me a lot in this team in the first days, and give me a lot of support, a lot of solutions for me as a young player that was really great, really good character.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit now, but before when you used to come in as a youngster, it was like cleaning boots, fetching the balls, doing all that sort. Is that something you had to do when you came into the first team?
Yes, for sure. Take the bottles, the water bottles. I think it's a good learning for young players to have a respectfully working flow with the other guys. If Marco Bode especially, I think you know him. Yeah. He was a national player. He scored nearly 100 goals, and I think it's a big respect you can give to all the big players if you help to take the balls, take the water bottles and everything. So I think it's a good learning for young players.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, everyone here at Bremen speaks about the famous 2003-2004 season. What made that squad, what made that like such a great season, and what made that team so successful?
I think it was the team. Before the season, we played a cup and lost a game against a bad team from Austria. So everybody said, Mamma mia.
It'll be a long season.
It's going to be a long season, tough season, and maybe we get the place 10, 12 or 14 or something like that. Everybody was not happy with us before the season. And then we started in Berlin, I think, and make a really, really good game. Jean Mikou, you remember, one of the best players I played together, was in shape. Ailton was in shape, Ivan Klassens was in shape. And so we are always, every week, for a barbecue or something like that, outside the games, outside the training sessions with 10, 12 players and the girlfriends or the women's. So we were on the pitch and outside the pitch a strong team, and helpfully was a really, really great time. So we are strong as a team.
Yeah. What's your most memorable moment of that season?
For me personally, if we played the outside game in Munich, so we won the championship. Yeah, it was outstanding game. And then the cup final after the season in Berlin, we won it against a second Bundesliga team. Yeah. Was lucky.
Yeah, nice draw. You played with some incredible midfielders throughout your career. Yeah. Who was your favorite midfield partner in your career?
I told you one guy, my mentor, sportive mentor, was Jean Mikou, and then one of my biggest mentors. So he helped me a lot in the club. And the best midfielder, Frank Ribéry, Zé Roberto, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Frank Baumann on number 6, Thorsten Frings.
I was about to say.
It's a lot, so it's difficult to say this is the one guy. But Jean Mikou was, for me especially, the most important player.
Yeah. You played a lot of junior national team. Can you remember your emotions the first time you got the call that you're going to be going to the senior German national team?
Yeah, we have pre-season camps with the under 21. So I started late with under 21, okay. And we had pre-season camps with 40 players. So tough time. Yeah, you have to show what is your talent, what are your big advantages. So if you are 1 week there, you have to perform and don't need to struggle. So your self-confidence must be good, and this was a really good first step for me. And then the coach saw, okay, he's maybe a good player for my midfield or something like that. And then the first games, I got goosebumps for sure. So it's the biggest goal for a player to play for your country. So if the national hymn is loud, you get goosebumps and everybody is singing. So it was really, really good.
Yeah, and then you go to a World Cup. I'm just thinking, you have to take an important penalty against Argentina. What's it like walking up to the ball in like a knockout game to take a penalty for your country?
Yeah, I was safe in my mind because I trained it. We trained it the days before with a sportive psychologist.
Yeah. Okay.
Difficult word. Yeah. So we trained it, and I was safe. And the way to the goal, to the penalty, was long was
That
feels
just-
like 2
yeah.
minutes or something if you go for a walk outside the hotel
Yeah.
or something. And then I remember now the goal becomes much more smaller, you know? It's like a handball goal or something like that. But I was safe. I was self-confident to score the goal, to score the penalty for sure.
You knew which way you were going
Yeah,
before?
yeah.
Okay. So you never, like, often you hear stories that people, they change or they doubt themselves at the last moment.
No, I was safe where which corner I will take. Did you see the movie about the World
I don't
Cup?
think
You
so.
have to see
Yeah,
the
okay.
movie. It's funny because we had in a preseason camp in Switzerland. We did the same, but the most important difference was you have to say in the middle to your partners, to your players, where do you shoot? Told you I shoot on the right corner. So if you don't score, you have to serve in the evening for the players who scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and that was a really good training session. And especially in my situation, the goalie was staying there because one of the guys told him, hey, he's shooting on the right side. And everybody was laughing and what is my solution? So I shoot strong in the right side corner, down, and scored.
Yeah. If you go the way you told everybody you're going to go, you've done your job.
Yeah.
And now the goalkeeper, if he saves it, you've done what you said you were going to do.
Yeah. Not really right, because the job is done if you score. So that's the most important thing. And a lot of guys scored. And yeah, it was funny. But the most important thing is it was very important for games if you have a penalty shooting in the World Cup. So it was a good training session for this moment, you know.
German national team is famous worldwide for always doing well in major tournaments. And they always say it's down to the mentality. What do you think it is that makes major tournaments Germany always seems to perform?
I heard a lot of.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear that because we are strong guys, strong characters, and we have this always in our mind for the whole tournament. If you see other teams, maybe they perform better, but they have it only about 10 days or 2 games or 3 games. So German national teams are strong characters, strong mentality, and focus on the goal, and they want to reach it, you know. I think that's a big difference to maybe other countries.
Okay. Tim, before we go, some quick fire questions. You can answer with one word or you can expand if you want to expand, but we'll get into it. The best player you ever played with? The best player you ever played against?
Lionel Messi.
Yes, you can't beat that. The toughest midfield opponent that you came up against in the midfield?
In the midfield, it was maybe Mark van Bommel. He was a mentality monster and strong.
Sure. The most underrated player you ever played with?
Frank Baumann.
Really?
For my opinion, yes.
Yeah.
Because number 6, one of the smartest number 6s ever.
Your favorite footballer growing up, when you were young and you were growing up as a footballer, who were you looking up to as your favorite footballer?
Stefan Effenberg, because he was the leader from Bayern Munich for a long time in the midfield.
Okay. Your favorite stadium that you played in?
Weserstadion.
Yeah, there we go. The most memorable moment of your career?
The final under-19 championship in Stuttgart with my teammates. The game in Munich to win the championship, and maybe the first game in the World Cup.
Yeah.
2006.
Goal or assist?
Oh, it depends on. Sometimes I love to make the assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a good goal.
Yeah.
I take the goal for sure.
Yeah, your assist in the World Cup for Closer against Argentina, is that your best ever assist?
One of the importance, of course, yes.
A penalty to save your life, who must take it?
Wow, that's a crazy question.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe you ask him, maybe you just decide to take it yourself.
Creative. No, honestly, creative. I would take Michael Ballack. Yeah, I think he can do it.
Yeah, mentality monster. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had to take a Bremen teammate from your generation and put them into the current team today to help, that you think would make the biggest difference, who would it be?
Wow, it could be Thorsten Frings, I think. He could be, if he is fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is smart. He was a modern midfielder. And I think he could play today as well, with a strong mentality as well.
Sure. If there's one rule you could change in modern football, what would it be?
It's yeah, we speak a lot about it's a VR right now because normally it should be a big help, a big support for the referees on the pitch, but actually it's not like that. So I wouldn't take it away, but
The way that we use it.
so it's a good, nice idea or solution, but it's very difficult for the head referees actually. So they have to work on it.
Yeah, for sure. The coach that had the biggest impact on your career?
I have two, my father and Thomas Schaaf.
Father coached you as well? Yeah, amazing.
Tough time.
The same. Yeah, difficult.
time.
To impress your dad is one of the toughest things to do. The best advice you received in your career?
Wow. The biggest advice was, I think, a basic thing. So if you're a midfielder, play and go. Like that, you know? You play the ball, you pass the ball, and then you need another action and don't stay in your focus, in your mind, or stay in your room. So play and go, always.
It's good advice for a
Very,
midfielder.
very important on every position, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Especially, for sure, like a modern goalie as well.
If you could go back and replay one game from your career, which game would it be?
To get a better result, or you mean
Just the game you enjoyed the most, you would love to go back and experience that game again?
I think the cup final, 2004.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Okay, now you have to build your perfect five-a-side team of players that you played with in your career. It can be from the national team, from wherever you played with in your career, five-a-side, but you have to be in the team. Who is it? With a goalkeeper.
To be in the team. I take a goalie is Oliver Kahn.
Of course.
Inside defender is Lucio. Good guy. Left defender, Philipp Lahm. Right defender...
Five-a-side, eh? Five.
Only five.
Yeah.
We have four.
You've got you, Oliver Kahn,
Okay.
Lucio.
Then
So maybe you need a striker.
we take the strikers, Miro Klose for sure. Okay, we take Miro Klose, Oli Kahn, Zé Roberto, me, and Lucio.
What a team. Okay, now the last one, you have to build your ultimate player. I'm going to give you one word, so it'll be speed, power. You have to just give me one player for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so build your ultimate player, speed,
David Odonko.
work ethic, work rate, hardest working.
Zé Roberto.
Okay. I've seen what he looks like now after his career.
You see?
It looks ridiculous.
The second person, I think.
Yeah.
The second Zé Roberto.
The vision.
Vision, it's, I think it's Philipp Lahm.
The fittest.
Wow. Maybe Paul Stalteri. He was amazing.
Yeah.
Body fat was, I think, % or something.
Crazy. First touch.
Ribéry.
Passing.
Passing. Maybe Bastian Schweinsteiger.
And then finishing.
Ailton.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time. It's been amazing. It's an honor for me to have this opportunity. Guys, thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe for more interviews like this. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys in the next one.